Coming up on the HuskyZone, the basketball teams combined for an impressive 3-1 week as they finished up the second week of Tri-Valley Conference play. The swimmers were also in action, while the wrestlers were busy with a pair of competitions this week. All of this and more is coming up on the Week 9 of the Winter Sports HuskyZone. Hi, I'm Cole Costello, and welcome back to another NM Athletics production. Molalla was a common location for the second half of this week, as the swimmers and both basketball teams had competitions there. The wrestlers were in action on both sides of I-5 also. But before we head there, let's send it over to Logan Beiser for swimming.
Thanks, Cole. The swimmers headed to Molalla for a 4-team meet with Gladstone, Riverdale, and the host Molalla. The girls ended up in last, and the team scores just a mere 2 points away from third place. They also, however, did place first in 3 events: Veronica Norris in the 50 free and the 100 back, and Victoria Sahansky in the 100 breast. The 200 medley relay also grabbed second. On the boys' side, they took third, and they too were close to moving up in the places as they were only 7 points away from second. There were only 2 first-place finishes in the boys' side, which were both Noah Norris in the 200 free and the 100 free. Many other swimmers grabbed third place, keeping the Huskies close in the team scores. Austin Doby grabbed third in the 50 and the 100 free, and Shane Whitehead also edged out third place against Nathan Jones in the 100 breast. Every North Marion relay team took second. After the upcoming meet this week, the swimmers will look towards districts as they are coming up soon. Now here's Shane with wrestling.
Thanks, Logan. The wrestlers' busy week included their first Tri-Valley duel in addition to a tournament on the coast. The 3-team conference duel on Wednesday was hosted by Estacada as the Rangers, Huskies, and Gladiators battled it out. North Marion matched up with host Estacada first, but the Huskies fell short, losing the duel 38-27. Casey Roberts and Damian Chavez won on decisions, while Derek Jones pinned his man in a minute 45. The Huskies also picked up points on a pair of forfeits. North Marion then took a short-handed Gladstone team who only had 7 wrestlers. The Huskies were dominant in their duel and took a 54-15 victory. Orion Walters, Damian Chavez, and Ruben Verdugo won on decisions, while Vladimir Rutov and Lucas Randall pinned their opponents. Lucas's came in just 39 seconds. Gladstone was forced to forfeit at every weight class above 160 pounds. On to Friday, North Marion made the trip to Tillamook to compete with the Cheesemakers, along with McMinnville and Nestucca. First on the Huskies lineup were the 6A Grizzlies of McMinnville.
Outwork your opponent, okay? Let's not worry about who's going to win. Let's just go outwork our opponent.
McMinnville doubled up North Marion 50-25 as the Huskies earned wins from Walters on a pin, Randall on a major decision, and Zassan on a decision. North Marion was then matched up with the hometown Tillamook Cheesemakers, a team who placed highly in the 80-team Oregon Classics last weekend. The Huskies dropped the bout 50-24. Every North Marion winner came up on a pin. These were from Roberts, Walters, Randall, and Patterson. Looking to salvage one win at the tournament, North Marion closed out the day with Nestucca. The Huskies left no question as to who was the better team as they shut out Nestucca 79-0. Later, Vega, Walters, Randall, Rutov, and Zassan all won on pins, while Anderson recorded a major decision and Patterson won on a 6-0 decision. Connor later wrestled at the 106 slot after Casey Roberts was sidelined with a shoulder injury. Connor did nothing short of spectacular, recording a pin in under a minute. 6 Nestucca forfeits accounted for over half of North Marion's scoring. Orion Walters and Lucas Randall continued their wrestling success, highlighting the Huskies' day at the tournament. Walters won all 3 of his matches on pins, while Lucas won all of his matches, including a 22nd pin. Brendan Patterson was also 3-0 on the day. Injuries continue to plague the Huskies as returning state competitors Cody Walker and Spencer Christie appear to be out for the rest of the season. That's it for wrestling. Now here's Cole with girls basketball.
Thanks, Shane. The Lady Huskies were at home on Tuesday searching for their first Tri-Valley Conference victory as the Rangers of Estacada came into Gym 1. The teams played it tight through the first period and a half, but Estacada began to pull away as the first half began to wind down. The Rangers' halftime lead was 22-15. Then starting in the third quarter, the Huskies began to re-establish themselves, largely behind the elevated play of senior Jasmine Flores. Estacada scored a basket with 2 minutes left in the third quarter. Little did they know at the time, but that would be their last field goal of the game. The Huskies went on to dominate the fourth period 13-1, en route to a come-from-behind victory. This win pushed the Huskies in the right direction for league, and they hope to capitalize on the week with their next opponent in Molalla. The girls made the short jog out to Molalla for a Thursday night game against the Indians. In an exceptionally low-scoring contest where the second and third quarters combined for 11 total points, the Huskies were the ones to exploit Molalla's weaknesses. The Indians struggled to maintain any semblance of offensive production, as the Huskies never trailed after the first quarter. North Marion's incomparable defensive performance included holding the Indians to just 17 points. Led by Musin this time, who took full advantage of her time at the free throw line, the Huskies finished the week 2-0 with 2 impressive and crucial league victories. The Huskies now stand at 9-9 and third place in the Tri-Valley Conference. That's it for girls basketball. Now we'll hand it off to Josh for the boys side of things.
Thanks, Cole. The boys were home for the first time in league on Tuesday, as they were also hosting the Estacada Rangers. A large part of the Rangers varsity team was out due to team disciplinary issues, leaving a tattered varsity squad composed of players from all levels. Estacada gave it all they could in the first period, managing to stay within 3 points of the Huskies, but the Rangers' lack of depth hurt them as the game moved on. North Marion shut out Estacada in the second period 14-0, propelling them to a 25-8 halftime lead. Michael Gregroff was a late first half highlight for the Huskies, as he closed out the half with 5 points, including an and one plus a buzzer beater. The Rangers' offense picked up a little bit in the third quarter, but it was a tale of much too little, much too late, as the Huskies went on to win 50-30. North Marion outperformed the Rangers in essentially every category, including big advantages in the rebounding and turnover categories. Kyle Williamson led the Huskies with 14 points, while Matt McLaren put up solid numbers with 8 points and 7 rebounds. On Friday, North Marion met up with the Molalla Indians at Molalla High School. It was a closely contested, hard-fought contest for 3 quarters, but the Indians pulled away in the fourth to clinch the victory. The Huskies did all they could to contain Molalla's premier scorers in Ryan Potter and Bradley Hageman, but some improbable shots were the theme of the night, as good defense could not stop the two from combining for 43 of the team's 47 points. North Marion held their biggest lead at 3 with 2:25 to go in the third, but Molalla quickly caught up and took a lead that they would not relinquish. Kyle Williamson once again led the Huskies with 18 points, while Kerry Cook neared a double-double with 9 points and 8 boards. North Marion only turned the ball over 11 times, but shot just 30% from the field. That's it for boys basketball. Now here's Cole with this week's trivia question.
Thanks, Josh. Last week we asked you which North Marion girls basketball player holds the single game scoring record and how many points did she score. The correct answer is Kelsey Cawley and her 39-point performance. Congrats to Emery Patterson for correctly answering this week's question, and for that he wins a free NM Huskies wristband. This week we ask you, when was the last time that a North Marion girls basketball team held an opponent under 20 points? Make sure to text in your answer to 503-583-8NMA. We'll get you the answer next week along with the winner. But for now, here's Josh with this week's NM Athletics FBLA High Flying Performer.
Let's go!
Thanks, Cole. This week's North Marion Athletics FBLA High Flying Performer is Kyle Williamson of the boys basketball team. Combined with a 20-point performance from last week, Kyle has scored over 14 points in 3 out of the 4 league games. This included a 14-point performance versus Estacada on Tuesday and an 18-point performance against Molalla on Friday, including 3 threes and 4 different trips to the free throw line. Kyle has also helped the team cut down on turnovers, consistently limiting himself to 3 or 4 turnovers per contest as of late. Congratulations to Kyle, and be sure to visit Mrs. Ione in room 2 for all of your balloon needs, as they are perfect for any occasion. Now we'll send it back to Cole for our Play of the Week.
This week's Play of the Week comes courtesy of Orion Walters from the wrestling team. Orion was paired up with a Nestucca wrestler at the 126 weight class, and he continued the Huskies' dominance over the Bobcats. Orion pinned his man in under 45 seconds to pick up the 16 points. North Marion also went on to defeat Nestucca 79-0. If you see Orion in the halls this week, be sure to give him a high five for his excellent pin. And last but not least, here's Wyatt Moore with more upcoming events.
Thanks, Cole. Swimming goes to Sweet Home for a battle of the Huskies. The meet begins at 4:15 on Tuesday. Also on Tuesday, both basketball teams host the Gladiators of Gladstone in a red out. Wear your red or purchase a shirt at the game. All proceeds go to the American Heart Association. And to close out the week, Wednesday, the wrestlers head to Molalla for duels with Estacada and Molalla. I'm Wyatt Moore. You stay classy, NM Nation.
Thanks, Wyatt. As always, we'd like to thank our longtime sponsor of Young Life for their sponsorship of our ticker. Be sure to head to the first club of the new year on February 4th at the Hub in Hubbard. And that rounds out another week of the NM Athletics Husky Zone. I'm Cole Costello, and see you next time.